What if I told you that the moments you thought were destroying you were actually the moments building the version of yourself you always prayed to become? What if I told you that the very weight on your shoulders, the nights you could not sleep, and the voices that told you to give up were not signs of weakness, but the very proof that you are being prepared for something greater? You might shake your head and say, "No, my pain is punishment, my scars are shame, and my failures are final." But I would look into your eyes and tell you, your pain is not punishment, it is preparation. Your scars are not shame, they are armor. Your failures are not final, they are the lessons you needed to rise higher than you thought possible. There was once a man named Alistair who believed he was cursed. From a young age, he dreamed of a life beyond the narrow walls of his circumstances. He would sit under the night sky, staring at the stars, and whisper to himself, "One day, I will build a life so great that even the stars will envy me." But when he acted on his dreams, reality struck harder than his imagination. His first attempt at business collapsed in days. His second left him deep in debt. His third ended in betrayal by a man he had called his brother. The laughter of his neighbors became louder than the beating of his own heart. And one night, sitting alone in the ruins of another failure, Alistair muttered into the dark, "Why? Why give me dreams only to bury them? Why give me fire only to drown it? If I was not meant to rise, why curse me with this hunger that refuses to die?" And in that silence, he imagined a voice echoing inside his chest. It was not soft, nor was it kind. It was heavy, demanding, relentless. Because hunger is not a curse, it is a compass. Fire was not given to comfort you, it was given to refine you. You think failure is punishment, but failure is the hammer shaping you. You cry for a crown without scars, but no king has ever worn one who has not bled for it. Do you not understand? Every time you fall is not proof you cannot rise. It is training, so that when you do rise, no force on earth can bring you down. Alistair clenched his fists and whispered back, "But how many more times must I fall before I am allowed to stand? How many more times must I bleed before I am allowed to heal? How many storms must I endure before the sky finally clears?" And the voice roared in reply, "As many times as it takes until your fear of breaking dies. As many times as it takes until your scars are no longer wounds but armor. As many times as it takes until nothing, not betrayal, not fire, not despair itself, can strip from you the will to rise." From that night, Alistair changed. He no longer begged for mercy from life. He no longer prayed for storms to end. Instead, he prayed for stronger shoulders, a braver heart, and a spirit that could outlast anything thrown against it. He began to rise earlier than the sun, work longer than his rivals, and endure more than his peers could imagine. But life did not suddenly reward him. No, life tested him even harder. Just as his work began to grow, a flood wiped away everything. Just as he built trust again, betrayal returned sharper than before. His own mother, eyes wet with tears, begged him, "My son, stop before you destroy yourself completely. Maybe you were never meant for this path." And though his heart cracked at her words, he replied, "Mother, if I quit now, I will not save myself from destruction. I will live destroyed forever. Better to die climbing than to rot at the bottom pretending I never wanted the summit." Years went by, and persistence began to turn into progress. His name, once ridiculed, began to carry weight. His work, once mocked, began to be sought after. Yet destiny never leaves steel half-forged. When Alistair finally built something strong, fire consumed it in one night. He stood before the ashes, smoke rising like mockery into the sky, and felt his knees give way. Neighbors whispered, "This is his end." Enemies laughed. "We told you he was cursed." Even friends left him, certain he could not rise again. But in that moment of ruin, Alistair lifted his head, his voice broken but burning, and declared into the smoke, You can burn my work, but you cannot burn my will. You can strip me of all I own, but you cannot strip me of persistence. You can crush me 1,000 times, but I will rise 1,001. If you wish to destroy me, you will need more than fire. Those words, unheard by the world, set his soul ablaze. From that day forward, he rebuilt not once, not twice, but as many times as it took. Every scar became armor. Every betrayal became wisdom. Every failure became a stepping stone. And slowly, the man who had once been a joke became a legend. When broken young men came to him and asked, "How did you survive what should have destroyed you?" he gave them no illusions. He told them, "You think life is unfair because it resists you? That is its purpose. It resists to see if you are worthy. You call your failures chains, but they are bricks. Carry them, and they will become the foundation of your palace. Throw them away, and they will bury you. You want greatness? Then bleed for it. You want victory? Then endure for it. Do not pray for fewer storms. Pray to become the storm that no ocean can drown." By the end of his life, Alistair was remembered not as the man who never fell, but as the man who never stayed down. His scars became his crown. His persistence became his throne. His story became proof that destiny does not belong to the privileged or the lucky. It belongs to the relentless. And in his final days, when asked what the greatest lesson of his life was, he smiled and said, "The world broke me 1,000 times, but I rose 1,001. That is why I stand." So what if I told you that you are standing in the same fire right now? What if I told you that your heartbreaks, your failures, and your sleepless nights are not endings but beginnings? What if I told you that the scars you hide in shame today will one day be the very marks that crown you? One day, you will look back at the ruins of your past and realize they were not graves but foundations. And when you rise, you will whisper to yourself, "They tried to destroy me, but they only made me unbreakable."